Richard Nixon, the 37th President of the United States, holds a unique place in American history. His political career was one of dramatic highs and lows, marked by significant achievements and a downfall that profoundly impacted the nation's trust in its leaders. Today, we explore the rise and fall of Richard Nixon, a figure of complexity and controversy. The story of Richard Nixon begins in the small town of Yorba Linda, California, where he was born on January 9, 1913. Raised in a family with modest means, Nixon's early life was shaped by hard work and determination. He eventually earned a scholarship to attend Duke University Law School, which set him on his path to politics. Nixon first emerged on the national stage in 1946 when he won a seat in the U.S. House of Representatives, representing California. Nixon quickly gained a reputation as a staunch anti-communist, a stance that defined much of his early political career. His investigative work on the House Un-American Activities Committee propelled him into the limelight, most notably for his role in the Alger Hiss case. In 1950, Nixon was elected to the U.S. Senate, further solidifying his standing as a rising star within the Republican Party. In 1952, Nixon joined Dwight D. Eisenhower on the Republican presidential ticket as the vice presidential candidate. His Checkers speech, a masterclass in political communication, saved his place on the ticket after accusations of a financial irregularity. This speech highlighted Nixon's ability to connect with the American public, and he served as vice president for 8 years under Eisenhower. Nixon's initial attempt to ascend to the presidency in 1960 was thwarted by John F. Kennedy in one of the closest elections in history. Following a disappointing campaign for governor of California in 1962, Nixon famously declared to the press, "You won't have Nixon to kick around anymore." Yet, just 6 years later, in 1968, Nixon mounted a remarkable political comeback to win the presidency. Nixon's presidency is often remembered for its significant foreign policy achievements. His doctrine emphasized the importance of allies taking up their defense responsibilities, a stance that influenced U.S. involvement in Vietnam. Nixon's historic visit to China in 1972 stands as a diplomatic milestone, as it opened relations with a country long shrouded in mystery for Americans. Furthermore, his détente policy with the Soviet Union led to crucial arms control agreements, easing Cold War tensions. Domestically, Nixon faced a deeply divided America. The anti-war movement, civil rights struggles, and economic challenges created a volatile landscape. Despite these challenges, his administration is credited with significant legislative accomplishments, including the establishment of the Environmental Protection Agency and the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. However, the pinnacle of Nixon's career soon spiraled into a downfall that would overshadow his accomplishments. The Watergate scandal began with a seemingly small break-in at the Democratic National Committee headquarters in 1972. Persistent investigative journalism revealed a web of illegal activities and abuses of power orchestrated by Nixon's re-election committee. The subsequent cover-up efforts by Nixon and his aides only exacerbated the scandal. As the investigation unfolded, it became clear that the president had engaged in a massive cover-up and abused his power to obstruct justice. The release of the White House tapes, which recorded conversations in the Oval Office, provided undeniable evidence of Nixon's involvement. Public and political pressure mounted, and in the face of certain impeachment, Richard Nixon chose to resign from office on August 8, 1904, making him the first U.S. president to do so. Nixon's departure left a nation grappling with the implications of his actions. The scandal significantly undermined public trust in government officials, casting a long shadow over the political landscape. Gerald Ford, his successor, controversially pardoned Nixon, a move intended to help the country heal, but which remains a subject of debate to this day. In the years following his presidency, Nixon sought rehabilitation through writing and foreign policy expertise, but he could never fully escape the legacy of Watergate. He passed away on April 22, 1994, at the age of 81, leaving behind a complex legacy. The rise and fall of Richard Nixon serves as a cautionary tale about the allure and potential pitfalls of political power. His story is one of ambition, achievement, and the ultimate consequences of ethical transgressions. In examining Nixon's legacy, we are reminded of the essential principles of accountability and integrity that are fundamental to a healthy democracy. As history continues to dissect his presidency, Richard Nixon remains a pivotal figure whose life offers valuable lessons for future generations.